Ever wonder how the richest man in India keeps his family safe? It's not just about fancy cars and bodyguards. Mukesh Ambani's security is on a whole other level. We're talking Z plus security cover, the highest level of protection in India. That's the same kind of security the president gets. But Ambani's taking it even further with some crazy expensive and high-tech measures you won't believe. From two-bedroom apartment to billion-dollar mansion. Yo, check this out. Mukesh Ambani, the richest dude in India, used to live in a tiny two-bedroom apartment in Mumbai. Can you believe that? This guy who's now worth billions started out just like any regular Joe, but man, things have changed big time. Now Ambani's crib is a whole different story. We're talking about a 27-story mansion that's worth over $1 billion. Yeah, you heard that right. $1 billion. This place ain't just a house, it's like a small city. It's got helipads on the roof, cause why not? When you're that rich, you don't want to deal with traffic, right? But wait, it gets crazier. This mansion's got a snow room. Yeah, a whole room just for snow in the middle of hot Mumbai. Talk about beating the heat in style. And for all you car lovers out there, Ambani's got a whole floor just for his rides. It's like a private showroom right in his own home. Now, here's where things get real interesting. Inside this massive mansion, there's a special security control room. It's like something out of a spy movie. But why'd Ambani need all this fancy security stuff in the first place? Well, turns out, as his bank account got bigger, so did the number of people trying to mess with him and his family. See, back in the day, when Ambani was just starting out, he didn't need much security. He was just another guy trying to make it big in Mumbai. But as his business empire grew, things started to change. Suddenly, he wasn't just Mukesh anymore. He was Mukesh Ambani, the big-shot businessman who was making waves in India's economy. With all that success came some unwanted attention. People started seeing Ambani as a target. Maybe they were jealous. Maybe they thought they could make a quick buck. Whatever the reason, Ambani realized he needed to step up his security game. So what did he do? He went all out. Now he's got a whole team of ex-military guys watching his place 24/7. These ain't your average mall cops. We're talking about highly trained professionals who know how to handle any situation. They're always on alert, making sure Ambani and his family are safe and sound. It's wild to think about how far Ambani's come. From that little apartment to a fortress-like mansion with its own private army. That's what you call a serious upgrade. But it also shows how much things have changed for him. Back in the day, he could probably walk down the street without anyone batting an eye. Now, he can't even leave his house without a whole security detail. But here's the thing. All this security ain't just about keeping the bad guys out. It's also about privacy. When you're as rich and famous as Ambani, everybody wants a piece of you. Paparazzi, fans, business rivals, they're all trying to get close. So these security measures? They're also about giving Ambani and his family some peace and quiet in their own home. And let's not forget about the tech. Ambani's security system isn't just guys with guns. It's high-tech stuff that would make James Bond jealous. We're talking about state-of-the-art surveillance systems, facial recognition, maybe even some things we don't even know about. It's like Fort Knox, but with better views of Mumbai. But you know what's crazy? This is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to Ambani's security. The mansion and the ex-military guards are just the beginning. There's a whole other level of protection that most people don't even know about. Z plus security, not just for presidents anymore. Alright, let's talk about some next-level security. You thought having a couple of bodyguards was fancy. Well, Mukesh Ambani's got something that'll blow your mind. It's called Z plus security, and it's not just some random name. This is the kind of protection that's usually reserved for India's big shots. We're talking the president and prime minister. But Ambani? He's rolling with that same level of security. Now picture this, a team of 55 Commandos. Yeah, you heard that right. 55. And these ain't your average mall cops. We're talking about some of the most elite forces in India. At any given time, there are at least 10 NSG Commandos on duty. NSG stands for National Security Guard, and these guys are the real deal. They're like the Navy SEALs of India, trained to handle anything from terrorist attacks to hostage situations. But here's where it gets wild. These Commandos, they're packing heat. We're not talking about some dinky little pistols. Nah, These guys are allowed to carry some serious firepower to keep Ambani and his family safe. It's like having your own personal army, ready to take on anything that comes your way. Now, you might be thinking, man, the government must be footing the bill for all this, right? Wrong. Ambani's got to pay for this protection himself. And let me tell you, it ain't cheap. We're talking about a monthly bill of around 15 to 16 lakh rupees. For those of you who don't speak rupees, that's about $20,000 a month, just for security. That's more than what most people make in a year. But wait, there's more. It's not just about paying the guards. Ambani's also got to provide them with a place to stay. We're talking barracks, living quarters, kitchens, toilets, the whole 9 yards. It's like he's running a small military base just to keep his family safe. Now, let's take a step back and think about this for a second. Remember when Ambani was just starting out? He probably just locked his apartment door and called it a day. Maybe he had a security guard in the building lobby if he was lucky. But now, he's got a security detail that would make most world leaders jealous. But why does Ambani need all this protection? Well, it turns out that as his wealth grew, so did the threats. The Supreme Court actually ordered an upgrade from Z security to Z+. That's right. There are different levels to this security game, and Ambani's playing at the highest level. To put this in perspective, let's compare Ambani's security to another big shot, Elon Musk. Now, Musk ain't exactly slumming it when it comes to protection. He's got a team of 20 bodyguards. That's nothing to sneeze at. But Ambani? He's got 55. That's more than double what Musk has. It's like Ambani looked at Musk's security and said, "Hold my lassie." But here's the thing about having this kind of security. It's not just about keeping the bad guys out. It's also about keeping your privacy intact. When you're as rich and famous as Ambani, everyone wants a piece of you. Paparazzi, business rivals, random people on the street, they're all trying to get close. So these commandos aren't just there to protect against physical threats. They're also there to make sure Ambani and his family can have some semblance of a normal life. It's wild to think about how much Ambani's life has changed. From a regular guy living in a modest apartment to someone who needs presidential-level security just to go about his day. It really makes you think about the price of success, doesn't it? Sure, he's got all the money in the world, but he also needs an army just to feel safe. Bulletproof BMW, Ambani's ride or die. Yo, you thought Ambani's security detail was intense? Wait till you see what he's cruising in. This ain't just a car, it's basically a bulletproof fortress on wheels. We're talking about a ride that's ready for World War III. So check it out. Ambani rolls around in a BMW 760Li high security. But this ain't your average Beamer. Nah, this thing's built like a tank. It's got armor that can stop AK-47 bullets like they're nothing. And explosives? Pfft, this car laughs at them. The windows on this beast are thicker than your arm. They're not just bulletproof, they're explosion-proof too. Like, you could probably throw a grenade at this thing and it'd be like, that all you got? But here's where it gets wild. This car's got its own oxygen supply. Yeah, you heard that right. If there's a gas attack outside, Ambani and his fam can just chill inside, breathing easy while chaos reigns outside. It's like having a personal submarine, but on land. And don't even think about trying to take out the tires. These babies can run flat for miles, even if they get shot up. Ambani could probably drive through a war zone and come out the other side without a scratch. Now, you're probably thinking, okay, but how much does this rolling fortress cost? Well, hold on to your wallet, cause this ride is worth more than most people's houses. We're talking about a price tag of around $1.5 million. That's right, Ambani's car costs more than what most folks earn in their entire lifetime. But here's the kicker, this ain't even his only ride. Nah, this bulletproof BMW is just one of many in his fleet. Ambani's got a whole collection of these high-security vehicles. It's like he's got his own personal army of cars. Remember when Ambani probably took the bus like a regular dude? Now he's got a car that makes a military Humvee look like a toy. Talk about a glow-up, right? But wait, there's more to Ambani's car game than just one bulletproof ride. This guy's got a whole floor in his crazy mansion just for his cars. It's like an underground bat cave, but instead of the Batmobile, it's filled with some of the most expensive and secure cars in the world. And get this, Ambani's not the only one in his family riding around in these fortresses on wheels. His wife and kids all get the same level of protection. It's like they're all living in their own personal action movies. But here's the thing that'll really blow your mind. All these cars, they're just a drop in the ocean for Ambani. This dude's so rich, he could probably buy a new bulletproof car every day of the year and not even notice the money's gone. Now, you might be thinking, damn, is all this really necessary? Well, when you're the richest guy in India and one of the richest in the world, you can't be too careful. Ambani's not just protecting himself, he's protecting his whole empire. And it's not just about safety. These cars are a status symbol too. When Ambani rolls up in one of these, everyone knows who's inside. It's like a mobile billboard that screams, "Yeah, I'm that rich and important." But here's the crazy part. Even with all this protection, Ambani still tries to keep a low profile. Like, imagine trying to be low-key in a car that looks like it could survive an apocalypse. It's kinda like trying to hide an elephant in your backyard. And you know what's wild? This is just the beginning of Ambani's security measures. The cars are just one piece of the puzzle. This dude's got a whole system in place to keep him and his family safe 24/7. The Convoy, a moving fortress. Alright, let's talk about Ambani's Convoy, cause this ain't your average carpool situation. Remember when we said his bulletproof car was wild? Well, that's just one piece of this crazy puzzle. When Ambani hits the road, he brings a whole army with him. We're talking about a convoy that's worth over 40 crore rupees, which is like more than $5 million. That's not just a ride, that's a whole country's budget on wheels. So picture this, a fleet of luxury vehicles rolling down the street. We're not just talking about one fancy car, but a whole lineup of Range Rovers and Mercedes G-Wagons. These aren't your regular soccer mom SUVs though. Nah, these bad boys are chosen specifically for their security features. They're like tanks disguised as luxury cars. But here's the kicker. Each of these cars has a specific job in the convoy. It's like a well-oiled machine, or maybe more like a chess game on wheels. Some of these cars are straight-up decoys. Yeah, you heard that right. They're there to confuse anyone who might be thinking of causing trouble. Other cars are equipped with tech to jam signals. And then you've got the ones packed with armed guards. It's like Ambani's bringing his own personal army everywhere he goes. And get this, they don't just drive in a straight line like some boring parade. Nah, Ambani's security team practices different formations to keep potential attackers guessing. It's like a dance routine, but instead of impressing judges, they're trying to confuse bad guys. One day, they might be in a diamond formation. The next day, it could be a circle. You never know what you're gonna get. Now, think about this for a second. Back in the day, Ambani probably just walked around without anyone batting an eye. Maybe he'd take a regular car or even public transport. But now he can't even go to the corner store without this whole production. It's like the difference between sneaking out of your house as a kid and trying to leave the White House as the president. But here's the thing, this ain't just for show. This convoy is designed to handle real threats. Each vehicle is chosen for a reason, whether it's the bulletproof BMW that Ambani prefers or the other cars that make up his mobile fortress. It's not about flexing, okay, maybe a little. It's about staying alive in a world where being super rich can also make you a target. And you know what's wild? This convoy isn't just some rare thing that happens when Ambani goes to important meetings. Nah, this is his everyday life. Every time he leaves his billion-dollar tower, this whole circus comes with him. It's like having your own parade, except instead of throwing candy, they're throwing out top-notch security measures. Now, you might be thinking, damn, that's a lot of cars. How much does all this cost? Well, hold on to your hats, cause the monthly bill for Ambani's Z Plus security services is about 15 to 16 lakh rupees. That's around $20,000 a month, just for security. Most people don't even make that in a year, and Ambani's dropping it every month just to feel safe leaving his house. But here's where it gets really interesting. While other big shots like Elon Musk also have some serious security, Ambani's setup is on another level. It's tailored specifically for the kinds of threats he might face in India. We're talking about a security detail that operates like a mini army on wheels. It's not just about looking tough or intimidating paparazzi. This is about being ready for anything, anytime. And you know what's crazy? This whole Convoy thing? It's just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to Ambani's security measures. Yeah, you heard that right. All these cars, all this planning, all this money spent. And we're still just scratching the surface of how India's richest man keeps himself and his family safe. Panic rooms and secret tunnels, Ambani's home alone. So you thought Ambani's Convoy was impressive? Wait till you hear about his house. This place isn't just a home, it's a high-tech fortress that'd make James Bond jealous. We're talking panic rooms, secret tunnels, and security that never sleeps. It's like Fort Knox, but with better views of Mumbai. Remember when Ambani used to live in a regular apartment? Well, those days are long gone. Now he's got a mansion that's basically its own military base. And the craziest part, the security doesn't stop at the front door. Nah, it goes way deeper than that. Let's start with the panic rooms. Yeah, rooms. Plural. 'Cause one just ain't enough when you're the richest man in India. These aren't your average hide-and-seek spots. These panic rooms are designed to withstand a literal bomb blast. Like, if someone decided to drop explosives on Antilia, that's the name of Ambani's tower, by the way, these rooms would still be standing. But surviving a blast is just the beginning. These panic rooms have their own air supply, so even if the rest of the building is filled with smoke or worse, the Ambanis can breathe easy. They've got food stocked up too, so they won't go hungry while waiting for the all clear. And don't worry about them getting bored. There are communication systems in place to keep them connected to the outside world. Now, here's where it gets really wild. Ambani's house has secret tunnels. Yeah, you heard that right. Secret tunnels. Like something straight out of a spy movie. These aren't just for show. They're designed for quick escapes in case of emergencies. Imagine if things got really bad. The Ambanis could just disappear into the walls and pop up somewhere else entirely. It's the kind of thing you'd expect to see in the White House, not a private residence. But the security doesn't stop there. Antilia is monitored 24/7 by a dedicated team of security experts. These guys aren't just watching Netflix and chilling. They're constantly on the lookout for any potential threats. It's like having your own personal CIA, but instead of protecting a country, they're focused on one family and one building. And speaking of the building, it's got some serious tech. There are advanced sensors installed throughout Antilia that can detect unauthorized movement. So if someone tries to sneak in, they'll know about it before the intruder can say, "billion-dollar view." It's like having a spider sense, but for your whole house. All these measures put Antilia in a league of its own when it comes to home security. We're talking about a level of protection that's up there with the most fortified homes owned by billionaires around the world. It's the kind of setup that makes other rich people look at their security systems and think, maybe I should upgrade. But here's the thing. All this security comes at a price. And I'm not just talking about money. Think about it. Ambani used to live in a regular apartment with normal locks. He could probably go out for a walk without planning it like a military operation. Now, his home is basically a gilded cage. Sure, it's the fanciest cage you've ever seen, but still, every move has to be calculated, every visitor scrutinized. It's a stark reminder of how much Ambani's life has changed. As his wealth grew, so did the target on his back. What started as simple locks and maybe an alarm system has evolved into this intricate web of protection. It's like watching evolution happen in fast forward, but instead of growing wings, Ambani's house grew panic rooms. And you know what's wild? This is just the tip of the iceberg. We've only talked about what's inside the house. There's a whole other world of security measures that kick in the moment Ambani steps outside. But that's a story for another time. Cybersecurity guarding the digital fortress. All right, you thought Ambani's physical security was intense. That's just the beginning. In today's world, the biggest threats don't come through the front door, they come through the internet. And Ambani's digital defense is next level. Back in the day, Ambani probably just had a regular email password like the rest of us. Maybe his birthday or his dog's name, you know. But now, his cybersecurity is so advanced, it makes government systems look like child's play. Ambani's got a whole team of cybersecurity experts working round the clock. These guys ain't just your average IT nerds. We're talking top-tier hackers and tech geniuses who could probably break into Fort Knox if they wanted to. But instead, they're using their skills to protect Ambani's digital empire. These experts are guarding against everything from hackers and data theft to corporate espionage. They've got systems that can detect and block cyber attacks in real time. It's like having a digital bouncer that never sleeps, always on the lookout for trouble. But it's not just about protecting Ambani's personal devices. His whole business empire is at stake. Imagine if someone hacked into Reliance Industries' systems. The damage could be in the billions. That's why Ambani's cybersecurity team is always one step ahead, constantly updating and improving their defenses. And get this, they even monitor social media for potential threats. Yeah, that tweet you sent about Ambani? There's a good chance someone on his team saw it. They're looking for anything that could be a security risk, from angry customers to potential blackmail attempts. Ambani's personal devices are like something out of a spy movie. His phone? It's probably got more security features than the Pentagon. We're talking encryption that would take supercomputers years to crack, biometric authentication that goes way beyond just fingerprints, and software that can detect if someone's trying to eavesdrop on his calls. But it's not just about defense. Ambani's cybersecurity team is also on the offensive. They're constantly testing their own systems, looking for weaknesses before the bad guys can find them. It's like they're playing chess against invisible opponents, always trying to stay 3 moves ahead. And all this tech isn't just for show. It's saved Ambani from some serious threats. There have been attempts to hack into his systems, steal sensitive data, and even sabotage his business operations. But thanks to his cybersecurity team, these attacks were stopped dead in their tracks. One time, there was a massive phishing attack targeting Reliance employees. Thousands of fake emails were sent out, trying to trick people into giving up their login details. But Ambani's team caught it within minutes and shut it down before any damage could be done. Another time, hackers tried to break into Reliance's financial systems. They thought they'd found a backdoor, but it turned out to be a trap set by Ambani's cybersecurity experts. The hackers ended up giving away their own location, and let's just say they won't be trying that again anytime soon. But here's the thing, cybersecurity isn't just about protecting against hackers, it's also about protecting Ambani's privacy. With all the sensitive business deals and personal information he deals with, keeping things confidential is crucial. That's why his team also focuses on secure communication channels, data encryption, and strict access controls. And it's not just Ambani himself who's protected. His whole family is covered by this digital shield. His kids' social media accounts, locked down tighter than Fort Knox. His wife's online shopping, encrypted and secured. Even their smart home devices are protected against potential hacks. But maybe the craziest part of all this is how it compares to Ambani's early days. Back when he was living in that 2-bedroom apartment, his biggest tech worry was probably making sure his dial-up connection didn't drop. Now he's got a digital security system that's like something out of a sci-fi movie. It just goes to show how much the world has changed. These days, being rich isn't just about having a big house and fancy cars. It's about having an invisible army of cyber warriors protecting you 24/7. Personal bodyguards, the human shield. Speaking of invisible armies, let's talk about the very visible one Ambani's got. These aren't your average tough guys. We're talking ex-military, ex-special forces. But get this, some of them can set a fancy dinner table too. Yeah, you heard that right. Ambani's personal bodyguards are like something out of an action movie, but they're 100% real. These dudes are the cream of the crop, hand-picked from elite military units. They're not just big and scary, they're smart, trained, and ready for anything. It's like Ambani's got his own private army, but instead of fighting wars, they're all about keeping him safe. These guys train like crazy, always getting ready for the worst. They're not just sitting around eating donuts and looking tough. Nah, they're out there practicing combat moves, studying the latest security tech, and staying in top shape. It's like they're getting ready for war every single day, but their battlefield is wherever Ambani goes. But here's where it gets really wild. These bodyguards gotta memorize hundreds of faces. Why? So they can spot a threat in a crowd faster than you can say billionaire. Imagine walking into a party and instantly knowing who's supposed to be there and who ain't. That's what these guys do every day. It's like they've got a supercomputer in their heads, always scanning for danger. And get this, some of these tough guys are trained in etiquette too. Yeah, you read that right. One minute they could be taking down a bad guy, and the next they're setting up a fancy dinner party. It's like they're part soldier, part butler. Imagine having a bodyguard who can save your life and then teach you which fork to use for the salad. Ambani's security team is no joke when it comes to their skills. They're not just muscle, they're highly trained professionals. The NSG Commandos, which are part of Ambani's security detail, are known for their specialized training in counter-terrorism and close protection tactics. These guys are the real deal, ready to handle any threat that comes Ambani's way. But all this protection comes at a price. Ambani's paying big bucks for this kind of security. We're talking about 15 to 16 lakh rupees per month, which is way more than what most people make in a year. That's around $20,000 a month just for security. But when you're the richest man in India, I guess that's just the cost of doing business. It's crazy to think that Ambani used to just walk around on his own back in the day. Now he's got this team of super soldiers watching his every move. It's like he went from being a regular dude to having his own personal army. That's what happens when you become one of the richest people in the world. Suddenly, everyone wants a piece of you, and you need some serious protection. But Ambani's security isn't just about muscle. These guys have had to deal with some serious stuff. There's been times when the threats got so bad that they had to upgrade Ambani's security from Z to Z+. That's the kind of protection usually reserved for the President and Prime Minister of India. It just shows how real the dangers are for someone in Ambani's position. And the protection doesn't stop when Ambani leaves India. Nah, his security team is ready to go global. Whether he's in Mumbai or Manhattan, London or Los Angeles, Ambani's always got his human shield with him. It's like he's got his own personal secret service, but instead of protecting the president, they're all about keeping India's richest man safe. International travel, security without borders. You think Ambani's security is tight in India? Well, buckle up, because when this guy goes international, his protection game goes next level. We're talking about security that doesn't take a vacation, even when the billionaire does. Ambani's team plans these trips like they're orchestrating a military invasion, no joke. So picture this. Before Ambani even sets foot in a foreign country, his security squad's already there, scouting out every inch of the place. They're mapping routes, checking out potential danger spots, and basically turning the whole city into their personal chessboard. It's wild to think that back in the day, Ambani probably just booked a regular hotel room and called it a day. Now, he's got a whole network of safe houses spread across the globe. Talk about a glow-up, right? But here's where it gets really crazy. Sometimes Ambani's security team brings their own food and water when they travel. Yeah, you heard that right. They're so paranoid about someone trying to poison the big man that they won't even trust the local grub. It's like they're treating every meal as a potential assassination attempt. Can you imagine being so rich and important that you can't even enjoy a nice restaurant meal without worrying about someone slipping something in your drink? And get this, Ambani's security team doesn't just roll into town and do their own thing. Nah, they're all about making friends with the local cops. They've got connections with law enforcement in pretty much every country Ambani visits. It's like they're building their own international police force, just for one dude. Talk about having friends in high places, right? But here's the thing that really blows my mind. Ambani's got safe houses set up in different countries around the world. We're not talking about some dinky little apartments either. These are probably some top-notch luxury hideouts that most of us could only dream of staying in. It's like he's got his own personal Airbnb network, except instead of quirky vacation rentals, it's a global web of fortified mansions. Now, you might be thinking, why does this guy need all this security when he's traveling? Well, it turns out being one of the richest dudes on the planet comes with some serious downsides. Ambani faces some pretty significant threats, and not just in India. We're talking about potential kidnapping attempts, terrorist attacks, or even just overzealous fans trying to get too close. When you're worth billions, there's always someone out there who might try to take advantage of you. But it's not just about physical security. Ambani's team is also on high alert for any kind of cyber threats when they're abroad. They're probably scanning networks, setting up secure communication channels, and doing all sorts of tech wizardry to keep Ambani's data safe. It's like they're running a mobile Fort Knox, protecting both the man and his information. And you know what's really wild? All this security stuff isn't just for Ambani himself. His whole family gets the same treatment when they travel. Can you imagine being Ambani's kid and having to deal with this level of protection every time you want to take a vacation? It's like having your own personal army following you around everywhere you go. But here's the thing that really gets me. Even with all this crazy security, Ambani still manages to do business and live his life. He's not just hiding in a bunker somewhere. He's out there, making deals, attending events, and doing whatever it is billionaires do when they're not counting their money. It's like he's found this weird balance between being super protected and still being able to function in the world. And you gotta wonder, what's it like for the people around him? Like, imagine you're some regular person who happens to be staying at the same hotel as Ambani. You're just trying to enjoy your vacation, and suddenly there's this whole security operation going on around you. It must be like accidentally walking onto the set of a spy movie or something. The price of safety, Ambani's security budget. All right,